The next part of the section is on perfect squares, and the perfect squares come from squaring the different numbers. So 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 4 is 16, and so on. And up until this point, all of the numbers that we've been taking the square root of have been perfect squares. So the answers have been whole numbers. So to simplify square roots that aren't perfect squares, we want to factor out the largest perfect square that divides evenly. So number 9 is the square root of 8. So as you can see, 8 is not a perfect square. And if you were to type the square root of 8 on your calculator, you would get a decimal. And we don't want that decimal answer. So what we want to do is we want to break it up into two radicals. And the first radical is the largest perfect square that divides evenly into 8. So 1 divides into 8, 4 divides into 8, and 9 is too big. So this will be 4, and then 4 times what gets you 8? That would be 4 times 2. So the square root of 4 is just 2, and then we still have this radical 2. So my final answer is 2 times square root of 2. So I haven't changed the value. This is just the simplified form of square root of 8. Number 10 is the square root of negative 32. So I'm going to break this up into 3 radicals. The first is going to be the largest perfect square that divides into 32. So 1 divides into 32, 4 divides into 32, 9 does not, 16 does, 25 does not, and 36 is too big. So this will be 16 times 2 gets you back to 32, and then we have that negative sign there. So I'm going to put a negative 1. So the square root of 16 is 4 times the square root of 2, and then we have an I here. So that square root of negative 1 becomes an I. So this would be our final answer.